to try and get him going the night before. I think today he might have took a little shot at our defense, saying that the Cowboys defense might be playing better than us or something. So, of course, I took that to heart. But, he's always just trying to find ways to kind of bring the best out of us.
Do you sit there and take it, or do you bring the passion back right to it?
Nah, as a player, you got to sit there and take it, and then you give it back to them by going out there and proving them wrong, obviously.
And that's what Bosa did, right? And what was that, the Miami game? I forgot which
something
one
like
it was,
that, yeah, where he's like, don't ever talk about me again, or something like that, yeah. It's just all fun and games.
Speaking of Bosa, he's so monotone, he's so laid back out there, and that's why the shrug is so perfect.
Yeah.
Does he ever get hyped out there? Is he just, does he do the hype with the sack?
I think he gets most hype when he's obviously getting sacked. That's, but no, I mean, he's just obviously, everybody's their own person, and that's who he is. He's just kind of even keeled throughout the game, and like you mentioned, the shrug is probably the perfect celebration for him, because that's who he is.
Well, after you got hurt against Dallas last day, did you go into the locker room? Were you there with Bosa watching the end of the game?
No, I actually went back out on the field.
Okay.
Yeah, I was hoping I'd maybe get a chance to go back in, but I just knew I wasn't going to give my team the best chance to win. I knew Dre and Aziz would be the best two out there.
Huff broke out of the gate with some real big plays earlier in the year, and then he sustained it enough to be an All-Pro and a Pro Bowler. Was that something you saw coming? Did you, at the end of last year, did you say, all right, this guy, yeah?
I don't know if anybody could have predicted the year he was going to have this year. I think, obviously, you saw flashes, and you saw how great of a player he was last year in the moments that he was in there. But to say that he's going to be, in his second year, a first-team All-Pro, Pro Bowl at safety, I mean, he's way surpassed everybody's expectations. He's done an amazing job, and we're going to need him to continue to do well.
A handful of times I've talked to him, he's so self-critical.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you find you have to, lift him up a little bit once in a while, or is that's just the way he operates?
That's just the way he operates, and there obviously is a fine line there between being too self-critical and and suffering confidence-wise. But I don't feel that's the case with him. I think he's right where he needs to be. The humility's there. I think that's why he is one of the best at his position, if not the best. I mean, because he's humble enough to look in the mirror and see what can I improve upon and be better at.
Fred, obviously you weren't around when this rivalry with Dallas, initially ignited, but what's kind of your understanding of the historical significance, and how much do you guys think about that and talk about that as you're getting ready to face them?
Yeah, I mean, it is something that has been a part of the history, right? I think right now it's not as applicable, I would say, because it's such a different time now, and there's not too much of like this bad blood between both teams. I think things might be said here and there, which is football, and that's just the competitive nature of people. But at the end of the day, when Sunday comes, it's going to be about two great football teams playing against each other and who's going to play the best.
Nico, question. This is his second year as defensive coordinator. What areas do you think that he and the defense have really improved in the second year with him as coordinator?
Just overall, just really everybody owning the swarm mentality. I obviously saw LeBron like the all gas no brakes thing when he was the DC, and then D'Amico adopting the swarm. And I think just in the second year, just really honing in on the details of being able to play faster, to everybody to be of a clear mind, and that's why you see like the speed and the overwhelming nature of how he plays, because guys are literally there's no gray area. Guys are playing fast. Guys are being physical and hunting to the ball.
Can you feel that in the headset when he's communicating with you? Johnny Hong was saying that he feels like D'Amico is one step ahead of everything this year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I think it's pretty cool hearing him, and sometimes he'll be telling me like this is a run, or like they're doing this on this play, depending on the down and distance or the personnel grouping formations. You can tell that he's obviously very dialed in during the week with his preparation and knowing exactly what the offense is going to run.
It seems like it makes you guys the aggressors instead of the reactors.
Correct. Yeah.
You guys have faced Kittle during the week. You've faced Waller. You've faced Travis Kelce. Where does Schultz fall into this, and what's his challenge?
Yeah, I think guys kind of sleep on him a little bit. I think he's right up there, obviously, with some of the best right now with the way he's playing. I think the reason people just kind of are sleeping on him, and that's what allows him to kind of be in a position to make more plays and be open. He's just kind of sneaky fast, slippery. He's able to play the ball in the air really well. He's obviously a bigger body to be able to box guys out. So he's kind of like a tweener between tight end and receiver because of the way they use him.
He's using the Pollard a lot more this year. How does that change what they do in the feature of Tony?
A very explosive, fast, powerful back. Even regardless of his size, his size aside, I think the way that he plays, the style that he plays with, has been really impressive to watch this season, and that's why he was obviously elected to the Pro Bowl, is because of the way he's, it really came. I mean, he's always been a great player, but this year really like owning that offense and owning his opportunities when he does have the ball in his hands, and having that ability to break one free for an 80-yarder, if you can.
Nick just mentioned you guys haven't played tons of mobile quarterbacks, and Stidham was able to do some damage against you, left some room for improvement.
Yeah.
I mean, Dak's not Michael Vick, but he can move around a little. Is that a point of emphasis of, like, I don't know, whatever you think maybe hasn't been pinned down to make sure that's taken care of?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something that's been a point of emphasis up front in that D-line room, is being extra disciplined in your rush lanes this week. And in the back end, we always talk about plaster rules of guys looking guys up in the back, in the back end, just making sure we're on top of our coverage assignments for when he does break out.